podcast you've been looking for all along. Step into the life of urban exploration with guests from around the world. Welcome to No Tracers. Hello, welcome back to No Tracers. My name is Kay. I'm known as just the letter K on YouTube. If you guys want to check out my urban exploration videos, I have lots of really fun stuff up there for you to check out. But welcome to the show. This is No Tracers. It's a podcast all about urban exploring abandoned places. We have a couple rooftopers on the show. Lots of different types of explorations, people from all over the world. So my guest this week is actually from Germany, and I'm super excited to talk to her. Her username is TrashKitten. I found her on Instagram and immediately had to hit her up to come on the show. Very exciting episode this week. We're talking about the history of Germany, the history of Europe, and what it's been like for my guests to explore all over the Eastern world, the old world, and it's a very cool episode, so I hope you guys stick around all the way to the end. If you're new to the show, please hit the subscribe button, whether you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you are. And if you guys actually want to see my guests' photos while listening to this show, the episode is up on the Just the Letter K YouTube channel. So if you want to take a look at the photos and listen to it, head there, hit the subscribe button, and check out the No Tracers podcast playlist on there, and you can enjoy some photos and some podcasts. So before we get into this show, just a couple things I want to let you know about. First of all, I have a photography book. I actually only have 4 copies left before I have to order more. So if you guys want a copy of my urban exploring photography book called No Tracers, an Urban Explorer's Diary, head to justtheletterk.com/no tracers, or you can go to notracers.com and you can find it over there. Thank you guys for checking that book out and for selling out my book. It's like my pride and joy. I really appreciate that a lot. If you have listened to this podcast for more than one episode, please do me a favor and leave a rating and feedback on the show. It really helps the podcast grow. And if you do that, I'll actually send you a signed photo print for free. All you got to do is leave a rating and feedback on Apple Podcasts and help us rise in the iTunes charts. Thank you guys for doing that. The last thing I need to do is thank our partner, which is Liquid Death Mountain Water. If you've never heard of Liquid Death, well, don't worry. I've got an ad coming for you in 3, 2, 1. From the streams of the Austrian Alps comes a new kind of water. A water that is sure to raise you from your grave. If you're tired of buying cases of plastic water bottles that contain carcinogens and God knows what else, or if you're trying to lower your waste footprint, Liquid Death comes in beautifully rugged aluminum cans. Murder your thirst with a can of Liquid Death. Check the link in the description and use code JustTheLetterK at checkout for 10% off your order. Liquid Death. Murder your thirst. So yeah, use code JustTheLetterK at liquiddeath.com for 10% off your order. And without further ado, let's get into this show.
So, okay, hi everyone. My name is Verena. I'm from Germany in Munich, and I'm exploring since I think 2016. Yeah, 6 years.
That's awesome. So what got you into exploring abandoned places in the first place? Like, what made you catch the bug? What made you get addicted to exploring abandoned places?
I think I was always interested in abandoned buildings and kind of creepy things too. And I just know it from the internet. And in 2016, I just looked on the internet and thought I want to do things in reality. So I'm starting to explore now. And yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen many places in different countries too. And yeah, so there's no special reason. I think the interest was always, but I don't know really.
No, I mean that's a good answer. You know, a lot of people get into it because of like Instagram and YouTube and things like that.
Ah,
So you're over in Germany.
yes,
What's it like to explore there and like all throughout Europe? Because here in America, we're kind of confined or like stuck to America because things are so far away. But over in, say, Germany, you guys have other countries that are relatively
yes,
close that you can go to. So
yeah.
what's it been like to explore Germany, Europe, and surrounding areas?
Yes, we have many, many, many places in Germany. That's true. Mostly in Eastern Germany, there are a lot of old buildings from the we call it in Germany DDR. You know, it's the old part of Germany, and yeah, it's also yeah, yeah, how can I say it? It's also good you can go to Austria and to Italy and to the Netherlands and to France and to Belgium. Yeah, it's very, very nice, and it's not that far away. Many, many how can I say, um possible places you can go. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, no, that makes sense. And you know, it's not too expensive to travel over there, which is really cool. I've spent a little bit of time in like Portugal, and you know, I've been to Paris, and I've been to a few places over there, but I haven't gotten to Germany yet. But can you tell me what your first exploration was like? The first one you ever went on? How did you find it? And like, what was that exploration like? Where did you go, and what did you see there?
My first, so really first explore was Spree Park in Berlin, and I heard about it on the internet. I've read about it on a blog, and I always thought about, I want to go on an old amusement park, and yeah, and then I asked a friend, and she said to me, "Okay, let's do this. Let's go there." And we stayed about like a week in Berlin, I think. And um, on the first day we went there, and now it's a legal place. You can go legal and visit it, but it's not worth now because they want to restore it, and they began, but they stopped. And the first explorer, there was no legal chance to get in, and we slipped under a fence. And then we stroll around and looked, and I was so excited to been there, because this was like a dream for me to to stay in this park now. And yeah, and then we spotted a few people there, and I can remember it was so funny because there were some guys um, in black clothing, and I thought this was security, and I just screamed to my friend, "Run, run! Security is coming! Security is coming!" And in the end, it was no security, but it was the first time, and I think the first explorer is always the best one because you are so
Mm.
under adrenaline, we say in Germany. And yeah,
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. I love that you like ran away from random people that weren't
yes,
security.
and
I think we've all been there.
yeah, and in the end, now it's been 6 years since I've been there, and later I thought this was a great explore for the first time ever, because this was
Mm.
no easy location. So because it was secured, and the police is watching the place, and in now I think, oh my god, this was so crazy, such a crazy experience. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
When did you start taking photos? Like, when did you get into photography and start documenting the abandoned places you go to?
Oh, I think it was at the very first explore because my then boyfriend he had a camera because he was always on concerts and photographed there.
Mm.
And then I told him, "Hey, I want to go to Berlin. Can I borrow your camera?" And he said, "Yeah, okay, no problem." And since then, I bought me a camera like a Nikon, the Nikon are the best
Mm-hmm.
ones. Yeah, and I think from the beginning, yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, I love that you immediately were into like taking photos and capturing this
yes,
stuff.
since
It's very cool.
since the beginning. So it's a bit strange for me that people say you need to have a camera or photograph the places or taking videos. So I mean, exploring in the first place is just for me only exploring without pictures, without videos.
Mm.
Yeah, it's so strange now.
Yeah, because everybody has to capture and document everything that they do all the time.
Yes, and everyone is like I have the better pictures. No, this I only do it with Photoshop and with Lightroom, and I'm a YouTuber, and I'm I don't know. It's so different now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's we say everybody is clout
Yes.
chasers,
Yes.
like like trying to be popular.
Yes. Yes. And it's a very popular hobby. Since Corona,
Mm-hmm.
it's even more. Like in Germany, you can watch a documentaries about lost places on prime time in TV. Yes,
Wow,
yes,
that's amazing.
that's so strange. So since Corona, the people are more interested in lost places. So everybody, you have the feeling that everyone is going to lost places now, and it's like
Mm.
a run, overrun. Some places are very overrun by people. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Have you ever been hurt, like injured, while exploring? Have you ever fallen
Yes,
or gotten cut up or?
it's
Okay.
not that long. So I think 2 months ago, I went to Belgium again for 2 weeks because in the moment, Belgium is my favorite country to explore because they have so many different places, old houses, old farms, and I love that kind of stuff there. And I went to an old spa, with swimming pools and sauna and stuff. And I went there and I didn't see that a hole was in the ground, like one meters. And
Mm-hmm.
I slipped into it and I slipped my feet. Yeah, and I got really bad injured, but not that bad, thanks God. Yeah, but that was the first time I really, really got injured. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah,
bad.
it
I've
was.
heard we've heard all kinds of stuff
Yeah,
on this show, like different injuries, and they just kind of keep getting crazier and crazier.
yeah.
For you, what was your scariest exploration?
Ooh, the scariest one. I think it's every every time because I'm not not a great fan of basements, you know. I hate
Mm-hmm.
basements, and you always don't know who is in there. You can't say is there some homeless is a homeless man there, is a junkie there, is somebody there who wants to rob you. So I think every explore is scary for me. So I got some strange feelings in some places, and in other places I feel nothing. But a really, really scary explore, never. So a scary explore where something happens, no, no, that. Thanks God. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
seriously.
thanks
For
God.
real, for real. What about your most dangerous or your riskiest exploration? Like something that was like could have been like really bad, you know, if something had happened.
Yes, is a funny story. I went into a big hospital in Berlin. It's very popular, everyone knows it. And I went there and I was in it like for two, 2 or 3 hours. And then I was almost um, at the last stop, and I watched through the window, and I see police. And I thought, oh my God,
Oh
are
no.
they hunting me? Are they looking for me? And I want to go to the roof on the next, also the last step. And I want to go to the roof upstairs. And then I heard from the stairs, I saw her. I saw her. And I was, oh my God, what should I do? So, and I went to a toilet and closed the door and hoped, oh no, please don't get me, don't get me. And they didn't get me. And then I just run outside, and oh my God, it was so almost, but thanks God they didn't catch me. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man.
That was my
Oh
my
man.
first and last experience with police.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not fun, not fun.
yeah,
Definitely
yeah.
definitely not fun. So what about like okay, so as explorers, we're usually super into like history and in the past and researching these places we go to. Is there a place you've been to that has your favorite history or like an interesting history that you can share?
Yes, it's also in Berlin because I went so much times to Berlin for exploring because in Berlin you have very much location, also um, really really old locations from like the Second World War.
Hmm.
And there is a old hospital. It's called Sanatorium in German. It's like asylum. Yeah, it's an old
Yeah.
asylum, and it's built in 1890, nee, 1889, I think. And it's inside. It's closed. I think it's closed since 1979, and it's so beautiful inside. It's empty, but the structure is so beautiful inside. I've went there, I think, at least 3 times now, and yeah, every time
Wow.
I went to it, I love it even more, even more. Yes, it's a bit scary on pictures, but it's just beautiful, so beautiful. Yeah,
Oh, it's so different because here in America, we don't have things that are from like the 1800s,
yeah,
you know, like there's not that many buildings, but over in Europe, it's just older there, you
yeah,
know, it's been around longer. So you guys have like much more variety of different types of buildings and architecture and
yeah.
things like that. So it's super fascinating to hear like those kind of buildings exist, you know, just because we don't have that here in
Mm-hmm.
America. And then let's talk about social media for a second. Like, have you been able to meet other people through like Instagram, things like that, to go exploring with them?
Yes, of course. So I didn't meet much people because I'm like a lonesome wolf. But yeah, I met two guys from an no, from a Facebook group, and yeah, it's really cool. So, but it's even more stressful to go in a group to explore. So this is, I think, this is the reason I'm mostly alone, because you
Yeah.
don't have to watch the other people, or you don't need to discuss things. Yeah,
Right, right. No, exactly.
but on Instagram, yeah, some people wrote me, and I sometimes, if I see cool pictures, then I told them, hey, you have cool pictures. Where are you from? So it's cool because you also can met people from other countries for or for information in France, in Belgium, in Italy. If you're not how can I say it? um, ah, yeah, if you don't know other people from other countries, you can connect easily on Instagram or Facebook. This is cool. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
definitely. And then you're a part of Urban Art Abandoned. How did you get on that group? Like, how did you join them?
Oh, this is a nice story. So, I post a lot on Instagram, and one day they repost my pictures, I think, and then they write me a PM and said, "Hey, we love your account. It's so nice to see your pictures." And yeah, that was it. And I was so proud because I said, "What? You are." You like my pictures, so I think it's Instagram is a bit difficult for pictures because you see so many people and so
Hmm.
many different accounts and so many cool pictures like I don't know. So I think that the problem on Instagram or with the feature hubs is there is so much stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
It's like a big competition.
yeah, and the people with not so much followers didn't get a chance to show the
Yeah.
pictures. Yeah,
Definitely. No, I totally understand, and I think that you're right. I think that there are a lot of really talented people
yeah,
that are smaller on Instagram that deserve a chance to be seen as
yes.
well. So I think it's cool that, feature pages exist and things like that. How did you come up with your username TrashKitten? Like, tell everybody about how that where that came from.
Ah, so the name Trash Kitten comes from my best friend because her nickname was Kitty Kitsch, and I didn't want to be Kitty Kitsch too, so I decided to be Trash Kitten. Yeah,
I love it.
yeah,
I think it's so cute. I think it's a great username. I saw it and I was like, you have to come on the
yeah.
podcast.
I love cats. I love cats
Oh,
too.
me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Very good. Very good. Do you have any goal places you haven't been to yet that you're like dying to go to?
You know it already. Six Flags.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is my dream spot, but I think it's not possible because it's first it's in New Orleans. It's like 20 hours from me, but yeah. Yeah.
It's fine. You'll get there one
Yeah, I
day. I
hope
believe
so.
it.
I hope so. So yeah,
Yeah. No, for
Six
sure. For
Flags
sure.
is magical, I think. So the first time ever I see a video about it on YouTube from I think the proper people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was in love with it.
Yeah, it's such a special place, and like so many people have gotten to go, and it's just one of those like magical places that everybody like hopes and dreams of going
Yes,
to.
and it's also very risky too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
definitely.
very risky.
And then if you could stay in one place that you've explored for an entire week, like if you could live in an abandoned place, which place would it be?
Oh, there were, I think I have a lot of places. I would love to live in it or stay in it, yes. So I think it was like the old hospital I told you. And
Mm-hmm.
in Belgium, a few houses. There are many of it, but
Cool.
every maison is great. So with the furniture in it and everything in it. and you can go inside and live there with no problems because you have everything inside. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. And then my last question for you is, what is something you know now that you wish you knew when you started exploring?
Oh, I think that the urbex scene is very full of jealousy in general,
Mm.
because it's like I knew the better place, I do the better pictures. So it's like I in the real world I have the bigger dick than you. So in the first place, I since I started exploring, I didn't know about it, about the whole scene and the groups and the WhatsApp groups and the Facebook groups. And later I joined a lot of groups, and this is like crazy. In some groups are so full of hate and jealousy, and some groups are it's cool for connecting in some groups, and you met nice people there too. But I think that the whole scene is not that great. So you must,
Yeah.
yeah, you need to be careful in which scene or in which group you are, because there are also some people are like backstabbers too. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's very
For sure. For
different.
sure.
Like I knew a guy. He's done exploring since like I think 25 years.
Wow.
Yes, and he told me, um, in like 1980 there were, or 1990, we didn't have groups, we didn't have maps, we just go on the road and we are looking for places. And
Mm.
if you meet somebody in a location, that you just talk to each other and change numbers, and it was like, okay, let's meet next time and go together to some locations, and not like today. So no, I don't go with the guys, I don't. Or it sometimes it's also that some guys are looking for girls online to go explore, like Tinder in lost
Yeah.
places, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely.
but but it's also,
So, oh, go ahead.
no, go away.
I was just gonna say, like, it's crazy that people are using it to like find dates and things like that to go to explore with. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's not happens that often, but it happens.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure, sure. So, thank you for coming on the show. If people want to keep following your journey, just tell them your username on Instagram one more time, and let them know how they can find you.
Yes. So I'm usually online on Instagram, and my username there is TrashKitten. And yeah, if you want to follow, then follow me, please.
All right, guys, that was my episode with Trash Kitten, all the way from Germany. What a cool episode, and what a cool show this is, where I can talk to people from around the world about their experiences exploring abandoned places. It's my favorite show. As you guys may know, I have another show called Project Freelance, where I talk to guests about freelancing and creating content and things like that, which is an awesome podcast. And if you haven't checked it out, please go check it out. I would love for you to listen to that show. And if you enjoyed this one, please do me a huge favor and leave a rating and feedback. Don't forget, guys, Liquid Death Mountain Water. If you want to give it a try, go to liquiddeath.com and use code JustTheLetterK at checkout for 10% off your order. And lastly, if you guys enjoyed this show, please do me a favor and leave a rating and feedback. It helps the podcast grow, and it helps me know what you like about the show. If you do leave a rating and feedback, I will send you a signed photo print. So if you guys want that, all you got to do is leave a rating and feedback on Apple Podcasts, and I'll get that print out to you. Thank you to everybody who's actually done that and filled that out. It truly helps the podcast grow. All right. I will talk to you next time. My name is K, just the letter K. I'm known as no.tracers on Instagram, no tracers on TikTok, and just the letter K on YouTube. If you guys want to watch my explorations, head over to YouTube. And I'll talk to you next time. Stay strong, keep enduring, go out, go explore something, and remember, leave no trace.